exactly a year ago, we launched the first tools, and I presented here what those tools were. And now a year in, we've made some more advancements, and we have some more data, some more metrics. So I wanted to update you guys about how we take advantage of this revolution. If you have not yet gotten your corporate headshot, you're welcome to do so in the room across. At noon, we will be serving lunch, so you guys can stick around. Great. So, when we set out to take, wait, we need to go full screen. Can we go full screen? Sorry. On the bottom right, if you hover over it, on the bottom right, it should. There you go. Yeah, great. So, okay, everyone's noticed the AI revolution has exploded into our lives. It's unmistakable, unmissable. It's everywhere. Everyone's making tools. Everyone's using it. We want to harness this incredible technology in order to propel the grant writing support to next level. But there are some hurdles there. It's really, it's not that easy. There's much more than meets the eye. In order to really enable folks to take advantage of these tools, we've got hallucinations, we've got data source issues. So these are the things that we've tackled. There's a question of security also, IP protection, confidentiality. So those are really the first things that we took care of. Now, we know from years of experience that the #1 reason that organizations do not ultimately submit grants is internal bandwidth. I meet folks year after year, hey, how did it go? Did you guys submit? Oh no, we never got around to it, okay? And that's what we're trying to change. We're trying to further beyond what we already do to reduce that burden, to enable companies to jump in and prepare applications. So, we put together a AI-driven or a suite of AI tools. We call it Granti. If you like the name, you're welcome. If not, it was a joint effort. Yeah, so Granti is 100% secure. It's a closed system, so IP is protected and confidentiality is protected. That was the first thing we did is start this. It's built, essentially, there are several components. One is the chat. Anything our consultant wants to do, wants to, I don't know, write some background, some significance, they could, ask Granti chat. That's based on OpenAI GPT-4 4.0 for now, and Anthropic's Claude, which is very good, and Gemini from Google. Now, we've noticed that different tasks, these LLMs, they perform better or worse compared to each other. So our consultants already know which one they want to use for what task, and we've got these prompts that we've developed internally that our consultants pass from one to each other, and the results are what they're looking for. So, what are we tackling here? First of all, strategy. Okay, we have a bunch of tools that we use in order to define the pipeline projects of the company, identify all relevant funding opportunities, and then we devise a granting strategy. This is what our strategists do, and they're now using these tools in order to improve that process. Of course, a grant at the end of the day is a document, or one long document. So we've got these dedicated tools for various portions of the application, and I mentioned that we use the Granti chat also, which is always up to date. And I'm sure everyone's noticed that the changes are almost daily in the AI realm, so we try to keep that up to date as possible. At the end of the day, yes, it is created by large language models, but every single word in the application is vetted and validated by the professionals at FreeMind. We don't just let it rip. The idea is it's a supportive tool, and then we, once again, validate. One other thing I'll show you is how the tools that we've developed also identify shortcomings, and they make and they make suggestions, and we make those corrections as required. So the first tools that we developed is, I mentioned, devising and granting strategy, the one-page summary. The first order of business is really to understand what is the client trying to do. So we try to summarize it in one-page format, and I have a few slides on that to show you how we do that. BioSketches, one of my favorite tools that we launched about a year ago. The research approach, the heart of the application. I'll show you how that works. Specific aim, abstract, project narrative, all of these already exist. The rest on the list are elements that we are considering. They're less of a value driver for us in the immediate, but we're definitely considering doing that as well. So, as I mentioned, yes, created by large language models, but validated by professionals. And that kind of comes full circle to that third slide about the problem. It's not there yet. You can't just let a large language model go to town on your data. And I'll show you how we also tackle that. So the idea is that our consultants and client strategists just use these tools as they progress through the process with a client. It's a supportive tool. It doesn't replace. And we do validate every single word. I mentioned that. So the first one I'll show you very quickly is the one-page summary. First order of business, client gets onboarded. We want to understand what they do. So we prepare a one-page summary. Now, how did this happen to date? There's maybe exchange of template, maybe exchange of information. Strategist tries to put it together. Maybe the client feels that they want to put it together. It takes, a bit of back and forth until we get that done. What have we developed? The one-pager, essentially we upload the projects table, any PowerPoints a company could send us, the specific templates, publications. That was always a big hurdle internally. How am I supposed to go through 20 publications that the company sent me? Much easier now. Updating, using the tailored prompts, so we can use the prompts to update the information. All this feeds into the system. This is just a screenshot of what it looks like. Hit save and continue, and out the other end comes a one-page summary. Now, what I really wanted to show you here is on the right-hand side, you can see it says notes from AI. So the AI essentially looks at what it has done, or what we have done through a process, and it basically suggests corrections. It also mentions where the information came from, and that's crucial to understand to prevent hallucinations. And what's the saying? Garbage in, garbage out. The idea is to not prevent any of that. So the AI does that for us, and also suggests some questions we could ask, and then the client strategist could also use prompts and update the information. Searching for funding opportunities. I presented this last year, so I'll run through it very, very quickly. Looking at any source that's out there, and then uploading the projects table, and the AI. Essentially, the tool gives us an output of all relevant funding opportunities with a rank, and then we could translate this list into a Gantt chart and show the client what we're going to submit at what time point. Building a biosketch. So I also presented this last year. It was just rolling out. And essentially, building a biosketch takes time. About 70% effort of building a biosketch is actual writing. You need to take the publications of the key person or the PI and kind of transform it into their contribution to science, and also a personal statement. What are they going to do for the project? And this is very, very, very time consuming, 2-3 hours. Now imagine you're working with a company that has 10 key people and a PI and then a collaborator. We're looking at tens and tens and dozens of hours. We were able to reduce this with this tool that we built to minutes per biosketch. So you upload all the information, and then out the other end comes a biosketch. Ta-da! It's actually quite cool. And then you could also, with prompts, you can also update the information inside until you feel it's ready. The next step that we want to tackle, and something it's a work in progress, it'll probably be rolled out within the coming weeks, is the research approach. At the end of the day, the heart of the application, what wins awards, is the research approach. So what do we do? Or what is this tool supposed to do? Designed to do. So it takes all the relevant information. First of all, we select a template. Which template are we working on? Is it an R281? Is it an SBIR? Is it an R01? We have very, very detailed templates internally. We then upload the solicitation as well. There's solicitation guidelines. There's instructions. The one-page summary we started with that summarizes the project, we upload that. Any free text, we can upload. Any publications, we can upload. You have 20 publications for the background and significance, and you want to kind of turn it into that, half-page description. Upload all of that. Press enter, LLM does what it does, the infamous black box, and then we generate the first draft. This first draft, of course, the more information we have, the more the draft will be. Less information, more sparse. Next step is a consultant. Consultant gets the first draft, starts going piece by piece, every single paragraph. And every single paragraph, remember, has a AI saying to it, this is where I took the information from, this is what's missing, and then we could work on that. So the consultant works on it using large language models. And then we enter this back and forth. The back and forth iterative review process, the more times we pass the documents between the client side and the consultant side, the more comments, edits, feedback we can provide, and we try to get it to the best possible outcome. So this is kind of what it looks like as a screenshot. Upload all the information. You can put in some free text as well. And out the other end comes a description, which you can then, once again, piece by piece, go through the the information from the AI that it provides. You can rewrite using prompts, and so on and so forth. Now, I've stressed this throughout the conversation, the presentation, but those snippets in there are designed essentially to prevent hallucinations. Basically, we added a layer of an anti-hallucinogenic, if you will, and it basically monitors the output. Okay, and also there's that kind of reflection mechanism. It shows you what exactly I described. It shows you what it did, where the information came from, why it thinks that something's missing or not. And this was installed for all of the dedicated tools that we've developed, and it works. So after a year with Granti, Joel, our director, head of professional services, who oversees all of the grant writing for clients, he has shown us how we have seen substantial productivity gains. If you want, just the biosketch has taken hundreds of hours off of what we are required to do, and we took those hours and invested them into more of the research approach and more of management of the kind, etc. I did ask Joel for an updated picture. He sent me a really old one. He doesn't look like that anymore. So the last and final thing I'll show you today is our next project that we're working on is a client interface. Basically trying to put together everything to do with grant writing support under one roof. Under Granti, which will have, of course, the strategy in it, all the submissions in it, and all of the dedicated tools that some will be facing outward as well, mostly inward for now, but it will be facing outward. The Granti chat that I mentioned that we could always consult with to generate information. And this is just a close-up just to show you. So we got your Gantt chart in there. What are we going to submit? What time point? What have we already prepared in terms of applications? Some action items. You can dive deeper into an application. How far along are we? How much is completed from each of the items? Also, once again, action items. Some quick actions, if you want to schedule a call with your team, if you want to update something, project, what have you. We also got some insights in there that talk about your area of interest and could be helpful. You can see your team, communicate with the team directly, schedule a call with them, a chat as well, and really like I said, one centralized workspace. I do want to emphasize it's under construction, so it will hopefully be rolled out in the coming weeks. So just to summarize for you what we spoke about today, Granti is a secure ChatGPT, or GPT, excuse me. You can, IP is protected, confidentiality is protected. It enables us to search for funding opportunities, get a list of opportunities, and then a rank, and then to devise a strategy so you can view it as a Gantt chart. We've got this suite of tools that we've developed that help streamline the process. And of course, the idea is for one single source for all the grantee needs. That's really the purpose. So those are the recent advancements that we've done in AI. And I'm here all day. If you want to ask me questions, you're welcome to. And yeah, thank you very much.